This quick video is going to show you how to use the Reach app to get more votes in less time and reach the more than 75% of voters who never answer unknown calls or strangers knocking on their door. Feel free to pause this video at any time to do the steps on my screen. First, if I haven't already, I'm going to go to my App Store on iPhone or Google Play Store on Android and find Reach Progressive Organizing and start downloading it. Make sure it's the blue app with a white ballot going in. If I'm watching this on my desktop, I can just scan this QR code and it'll take me to the same place. Once I've downloaded the app, I want to open it up. I'm going to have to enter in the phone number of the phone that I'm using. I can access this from a desktop, but it's better if I do it from my phone first. Then click Next, and you'll be asked to create a profile. Once you've created your profile, you'll receive a text message code. That will verify you are who you say you are. I need to paste that code into the app. Usually there's a button right under Verify where I just click, and then click Verify, and click Allow to get notifications so I know about our progress as we get closer to Election Day. Once I'm in the app, I should see a campaign directory like this. I can choose which campaigns I want to join. We recommend joining the national campaign for Kamala Harris, the state campaigns for any swing states that I know people in, and the campaigns for any targeted congressional races in those states where I know people. We'll see how to join multiple campaigns in a second, but let's start with the national campaign. The national campaign key is HWVDJ3. So click here and enter that in right here. And then click Join. Now you can see I'm in the Democrats, the national campaign. And from here, I can see my action feed. This shows all the actions that I can do. For example, if I want to share this information about IVF treatment, I can click on the action card, click Share, and then click Select App, and it allows me to share this content immediately on my social media. Pretty cool, right? However, the most powerful thing I can do in this app is actually to build my own network of voters and see who hasn't voted yet. Let's show you how we can do that now. First, click on the top left to get back to the home screen. Now, we want to go back to the campaign directory. We do that by clicking on the top left one more time and then choose Browse Campaign Directory at the bottom. I'm going to join all swing state campaigns where I have family or friends. Some of them require a campaign key, like Pennsylvania. For that one, the key is VYTJR4. I could also join the Arizona campaign. For that one, the key is V5UMXC. But for several campaigns, all you have to do is search for them. So I go back to the campaign directory, and at the top where it says type to search, I can find any one of the open campaigns. So Nevada Victory will be NV Victory, and then just click search, and I should see Nevada Victory down there. North Carolina is NC Victory, Georgia is GA Victory, Wisconsin is just Wisconsin. Let's try Michigan. Michigan is MI Victory. I click search, click on MI Victory, and then click join. Now that I'm in the Michigan campaign, I can find any voters I know who are registered in Michigan. How do we do that? Well, first, let's click on the magnifying glass at the bottom that says search. If I'm registered in this state, I should be able to find myself just by typing in my name right here. If I'm not registered in the state of Michigan, then I should look for somebody I know who is registered in the state. Either way, click on the magnifying glass at the bottom, and I should see a list of registered voters with that name. In this case, there's several people. However, the top one is me. So I'm going to click on that voter registration, and now I'll see my voter profile. What can I do here? Well, first, I want to add this voter to my network. That's the big blue button at the top left. This is the most important button in this app, and it's what makes this app different from any texting app, any phone banking program I've ever done. Once I click Add to my network, the campaign knows that I know this person and I can track whether this person voted or not. So please do that now. If I don't click Add to my network, I can't do either one of those things. So it's very important that I add every voter I know to my network. In this campaign, everyone is added as a friend, but in some campaigns, I can actually choose my relationship, how I know this person, friend, family, self, etc. Next, I can survey this voter. So I know that I'm a strong Harris supporter. I'm going to click Strong Harris, and then I'll click Save. So the campaign also knows that I'm a strong Harris voter. Lastly, remember I said we want to add every voter we know? To the side of survey, and you may have to slide a little bit to the right, depending on your phone, after survey and contact info, you should see something that says location. If you click on location, it will tell you if there are any other registered voters at that house. And I see on this screen that there are 2 more registered voters in this house. I'm going to click on the first one and click add to my network for that voter. I'll click back on location and click on the second one and click add to my network for that voter. So now I have 3 people in my network. The reason that this is so important is because often our friends will vote, but their husband, their mother-in-law, their child, etc., in their house does not vote. We can get lots of extra votes just from household members. One other thing before we leave here. If I slide all the way to the right, it may be off my screen depending on the display size, I can see something that says voting history. If I click on that, then I can see if my contact has missed any recent elections. If they have, they are a great person to reach out to because they may not vote unless you specifically contact them. Now, I could keep building my network just like this, searching for people one by one and adding them. But there actually is a much faster way to build our network quickly because most of us already have a list of people we know. Where's that list? In our contacts. Let's see how we can add them much faster than searching one by one. Look at the bottom of the screen where it says My Reach. Click on that now. Now, depending on my phone, I should be prompted to import from phone contacts, or I'll see a blue button at the bottom right to just click import and then choose from phone contacts, which I'm going to do now. Again, depending on your phone, you should see a couple screens, one that says skip tutorial, one that says allow and okay, and you finally get to this screen that says match all contacts. When you get to it, click match all contacts and then start searching. While it's searching for matching voters, I'm going to mention a word about privacy. Most people are concerned about sharing their emails and phone numbers. We are too. That's why the campaign is not asking for your contact information of your contacts. You'll have that option in a minute if you want it, but we recommend turning that off. All the app is doing is taking the list of registered voters in the state, which the campaign already has, and then matching them against any names that are in your phone to see if you know any registered voters in that state. All of your contact information, your phone numbers and emails are encrypted. The reason that the campaign doesn't actually need or want the phone numbers and emails is because this is a relational program. It depends on your unique relationship with that voter. If someone else is calling my cousin or my best friend, that's not relational anymore, and we're back to just doing cold calls. The whole point of this app is to avoid cold calls. The only person we want contacting my friends and my family is me. By the way, some of you may be asking, why do we need this app when we have all these other apps? Well, as I mentioned earlier, most of what we do in campaigns is cold calls, cold phone calls, cold knocking on doors, cold writing postcards. While all of this is valuable, the vast majority of people, over 75%, do not answer any unknown calls anymore. And many people, especially in apartments, we can't even physically knock on their door. And when we do, the chances that the voter we're looking for answers us is very low. This means that for over 80% of all voters in the country, we will never reach them through cold calls. However, by doing this, we can reach millions more voters through the people they know. And this has been proven again and again. We use this in Georgia to help us win the US Senate. We've been using this all over the country, and it's one of the reasons why the Harris campaign, Senate campaigns, congressional campaigns are all using this app right now because it allows us to get to more people and it allows us to get to them more effectively because your contacts now don't have to receive a spam call. They don't have to get an unknown call or an unknown text message. The only person who has to reach out to them is you. In my case, my own family member wasn't voting until they were 38 years old. The way I knew this was by using this app to see who among my contacts was voting and who wasn't. It allowed me to spend my time more efficiently. So instead of me knocking on somebody else's cousin's door and they knocking on my best friend's door, we actually all reach out to our own contacts and we all save each other time. That's the entire point of this app. So hopefully we've convinced you that this is going to be more powerful, more quick, and more efficient than anything else that you've done before. And you see a screen like this. This shows you if there's any matches from your phone with the registered voter file of this state. And if there is a person in your phone, say John Williams, there may be 100 matches down here. It's at the very bottom because you have to know John's middle name or what street John is on. If there's only one Shri Kulkarni registered in Michigan, that'll go to the top as a one match because it's the easiest to match. There's only one registered voter in the whole state. Above that are great matches. If I see any great matches, I'm going to click on the very top one. If you don't see any great matches, just click on the first one match. Now this screen may be confusing. The name and number at the top is actually from my phone. This is the person I know. Underneath are any registered voters in this state with the same name. I have to choose the correct voter that is the same person as the one I know, match them to my contact, and then add them to my network. If there's only one match, it's easy. And if one of them has a green tag that says great match, that means that the name of that registered voter and the phone number in the voter file match the phone number and the name in my phone, so it's almost certainly the right person. So in order to match somebody, we're going to click on the registered voter, and you will see a blue outline around that voter once you've matched them. Once you do that, you'll also see a big blue button at the bottom of the app light up that says Add to my network. Until you click Add to my network, you haven't done anything. So make sure that you're matching people and adding to your network. Match someone and add them to your network. While I'm matching, I'm going to point out a few things. First, this is the big goal of the app. Build a network as big as possible. It's what makes this app much more powerful than cold calls. So keep adding everyone I can. I would add every one of my contacts, Democrats, Republicans, even people I'm unsure of. The reason I add strong Republicans is so that I can mark them and we know not to spend time trying to persuade them or turn them out. I add strong Democrats because if they're already supporters, if they're volunteering right now, then we need to recruit them to download this app as well and match their own network. If this is someone I don't recall, but they're in my phone and there's only one match or a great match, I would add them anyway. In the best case, even if I don't remember why this person's in my phone, they may remember me because I may be in their phone. In the worst case, if we need their vote in November, at least I have their phone number, so it won't be an unknown number or a cold call. However, if I click skip, we may never reach them because everyone else will be an unknown number or a spam call and they may never answer. I actually add everyone except for people that I know are wrong. So for example, if this is a person that I know is in California or New York and not in Michigan, I can click skip at the top right. If there are too many choices here and I don't know which one it is, I can also click skip and then I can come back to them. Pause the video here if you like and keep adding as many people as you can. I even add people who aren't in my phone book if I know their name and I know a way to contact them. So for example, people who are in a Facebook group that I'm in. Go back to the original step of searching and you can add them that way. Now, if I'm curious about how many people I've added, I can see that very easily. I want to see how big my network is, so I'm going to go back right now by clicking at the top left, and then I can click pause for now at the top. I can always go back and add more people. But if I now go to rankings at the bottom right, I can choose whether I want to see how many people I've surveyed or how many people are in my network. So I'm going to see how many people I added today. So you can see some people have added 160 people to their network. Here's me. I've added 33 people to my network. You see how quick that was? You see how fast that is? You see how powerful that is? It would have taken me hours of knocking on doors to get 33 people to open up to me. But this only took a few minutes. This is why this app is a game changer for us. Now that I've built a big network, I want to see what can I do with it. We already practiced surveying a voter at the beginning, but I want to make sure that I'm focusing on the most valuable people, voters in swing states and even voters in swing districts. So let's see how we join a congressional campaign. First, click at the top left to see my campaigns again. And I'm going to click on Browse Campaign Directory. I want to join the Kristen McDonald Rivet campaign in Saginaw, Michigan. So I will go back and search for Rivet at the top here. I'll click search. I see that campaign. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click join. And now I'm in this campaign. When I click My Reach in this congressional campaign, it gives me the import function again. When I click on this, though, there's a choice to import from phone contacts or from other Reach campaigns. I do not have to match other people from Michigan who are in this district because I already matched them for the state. All I have to do is click from other Reach campaigns, and Reach will tell me how many relationships that I have. I just matched 8 people who are in this district instantaneously. Again, you see how powerful it is to coordinate between statewide campaigns and congressional campaigns, every campaign up and down the ballot. This is a game changer for coordinated campaigns. Now, some campaigns may have different actions that they can do. If I only know 10 people in this district, I could just call them all and make sure they're voting for Democrats and all the way up and down the ballot and mark them. But what if I had just matched 100 people that I know in Saginaw? I might want to send them a text message first before calling all of them. Here's how you can do that in the app. So if I click back on home here, in this campaign, I can scroll down and there's a card to contact my network. So let's open up that card, scroll to the bottom of it, and right where it says message preview customize, it says, hi, first name, how are you doing here? Click on that customize pencil. Now, this is a default script to send to my own network. I could send this, but if I sent this message to a good friend, it would sound kind of weird. So I want to edit it down to sound like me. I'm going to delete all of this right here. And I'm just going to say, hi, first name. Do you have a minute to talk? And I'll click save. The reason I do that is because that actually sounds like me. So the best starter script is something that actually sounds like you, that you would send to a real human being. Once I'm done editing, I can click contact. And now every one of these people that I just added to my network has a blue arrow next to them. Once I've contacted them, they turn to a green check. Note, you do not have to use this card. If you see these people face to face or on Zoom, that's fine. Or you call them, that's fine as well. As long as I can confirm that they know when and how they're voting and that they're voting our way. However, if I want to use this contact card, I can click on someone right here, and then I can click text, and I can text that default message to one of my contacts. And then they appear with a green check there. Again, this is just for me. It tells me whether I have contacted my people or not. However, there is one last step to do, and it's actually the same as the first step we did with ourselves at the very beginning. We need to mark that they're voting for Democrats. How do we do that? So click back at the top left to go back. Click back again until you get back to the home screen. Now scroll down to step 4, record a vote plan. Let me open up that card and I click record. Now I see my network, but not the blue arrows for contacting them. I can just see the people I know here. So for example, if I know that this person is voting for Kristen McDonald-Rivet or voting for Democrats, I can click on them and I can survey them. Will they vote for Kristen in November? I can say yes, voting by mail, yes, voting early, yes, voting November 5th. The question depends on the campaign, but whichever one you do, you click done and click save. And in this campaign, if they have a voting plan, they turn green. Not only do they turn green on my screen, but if I go back here, that green bar on the left can be seen by anybody in the campaign. So it lets us all coordinate our activities at one time. What we want to do is we want to turn our whole network green, make sure every single person is supporting us that we've added to our network. That's the whole program. We turn everybody green and we win. Now, 2 things to help keep us motivated as we keep adding people to our network and we keep surveying them. First, remember the rankings at the bottom. So you can track how many people you have added to your network. You can track how many people you have turned green, you've surveyed to make sure they're voting for Democrats, and how many people you've added to the network. And that's a really important part because if you've already matched every single person that you know, you don't want to stop there. You want to invite other people to join us. Make sure that if you meet a strong Democrat, you see somebody in your network, you invite them to download this app, join one of these trainings, watch this video, and do the same thing. This is like a multi-level marketing scheme where you don't just go out and get new voters, you get other people to get new voters and other people to get their friends to do that. And we keep doing that, we'll build a pyramid of progress. Lastly, I want to show you the bottom right, the team chat. If you click on chat at the bottom right, depending on the campaign, and you join the team chat, here you can introduce yourself, let others know that you're on the team, use the chat to ask questions, pump each other up, and have fun all the way to election day. And I'll ask, is anyone coming to the friend bank today? Because that's what we call it. Instead of phone banking people, we are friend banking people, which is even more powerful. Again, if I want to join any other state campaign, I can go back to the home screen, I can click at the top left, and I can browse the campaign directory. You can join Georgia, North Carolina, Michigan, Nevada, or Wisconsin without a campaign key. The campaign key for Arizona is V5UMXC. The campaign key for Pennsylvania is VYTJR4, and the national key is HWVDJ3. And of course, we want to invite more people to join us, recruit more people, and if you want more practice, join us again for a swing state friend bank. If you want to join a swing state friend bank, then that code is, that link is bit.ly/reach swing states, or you can just scan this QR code. So come back and join us, invite other friends to join us as well, help us build that network, and we'll all win together.